Hello all and welcome to English in Everyday Life. Today we are going to see what exactly it requires to learn the English language, because I hear many people saying that they want to learn the language but they don't put in any efforts in this direction. So the first and most important thing to learn a language is a strong desire. Yes, not only to learn the English language, but to learn anything in the world. I think the first and most important thing that is required is a wish, a strong wish and desire to learn it. So even for all those English learners who want to learn and be proficient in the language, I think you need to have a strong desire and you should start working in that direction. Now, the second point is determination. Yes, unless you have this strong grit and determination, you cannot learn the language. Because often what I see is people have a desire, they start the process, they enroll themselves in a spoken English class, and then after being there for a month or so, they drop. This often happens due to many factors. One of the most important reasons why people discontinue with the learning process is what they claim to be the monetary aspects. Fair enough, I understand that monetary reasons can play a major role in discontinuing with the classes. However, I think if you really want to learn a language, going to the class is not required. You can learn in many ways. Why do you have the YouTube in fact? You can subscribe to my channel too. Well, that is in fact very true. You have so many English channels on YouTube as well, which can help you in learning the language. So the process of learning should not discontinue even if you stop going physically to the spoken English classes. That's the first thing. The second reason that people normally give is time. Yes, time can be a constraint, but again, I tell you, it is not such a constraint that cannot be overcome. If you have a strong desire and a determination, nothing can stop you from learning English. Again, the internet can be a very strong tool for you to learn the language. Nowadays, learning has become very easy. It is all a matter of having a determination and a desire. So if you have these two things, learning, nobody can stop you, in fact, from learning. Yes. Now, the third reason that people often give is probably it is not my cup of tea. I attended the classes, but it didn't work for me. Looks like I am not gaining anything from the classes. Again, a fair enough reason, I would say, because this also happens due to various reasons again. It could be that you have not chosen the right mode of learning. Depends upon what kind of classes you have joined and what is the purpose of your learning. See, if you are looking for improving upon your group discussion skills or your public speaking skills, a classroom kind of session is the apt one for you, and you should make the most out of those classes. But if you're a very shy person who doesn't want to come out and express yourself in a classroom kind of a session, how much ever the teacher may try, you will not come out of your cocoon and participate in the class. That can be a major hindrance to your learning. In that case, I would suggest you to enroll yourself for personal classes. Again, thanks to the internet and thanks to all the technology that we have today, online classes are very much in. You have people getting trained on spoken English over the phone. So try doing that. Try the classes that are going on over the phone. That may be very helpful to you in overcoming your shyness, because there is nobody else to judge you except your trainer, who is there only to help you and not to judge you. The third most important thing I would say to learn speaking English is observation. I always tell my students to surround themselves with an English atmosphere. And how do you do that? You have to read English newspaper every day and read it aloud. Watch as much of English as possible, which means you have to watch as many English videos as possible, English news ideally, and English movies to a certain extent. The only reason why I discourage on English movies is that there is a chance that you may pick up the slangs from the language, which may not be correct in the initial stages. But until then, I would suggest you to, in the initial stages especially, I think, I will suggest you to go watch as much of English news as possible. Now, when you watch English news, what you have to importantly do is observe the way the reader or the news person is actually using each word, how it is being pronounced, and in which context a particular word or expression is being used. Often we get carried away with the news itself and we forget to focus on the language. But now, since you are on a mission to learn the English language, I think you have to learn to focus on the language as well. So this is a very important aspect and can take you a long way in learning the English language. Now, the next and most important thing, I would say, the fourth point, is believe in yourself. Very often people think that English is not made for me. I am not able to pronounce the words properly. I am not able to grasp the structures properly. But I think once you get into that mode of negativity, you will never learn. I agree that some people take a little longer to learn the language. That happens and it is quite natural. So as I said before, if you have the strong determination and desire, along with a very strong positive attitude and belief in yourself, I think nobody can stop you from learning English. Isn't that so? Nothing in life is unachievable. As long as you have the desire to learn and you put in the right efforts with the right attitude, nobody can stop you from learning the language. That is what my experience as a spoken English trainer tells me. I know of a student who comes from a very remote place in India, who started with a very basic level, who did not even know how to put in words together to make a sentence. From that level, the person has been consistently working on English, I think for now around 5 to 6 years or maybe even more than that. And today, he speaks English better than some of the trainers. So that is, I think, a very inspirational story for all the viewers here. And I think that is the kind of grit and determination that you should display in learning the language. That will also help you in learning the language. Now, so that is another important thing, I think. Belief in yourself can make you do wonders. Now, the fifth and most important point again is practice. It is nothing that can help you in learning to speak English except practice. Practice, practice, and practice. That is all that you require to learn the language. You know, you have to observe. Whatever you observe, you have to put in practice. Whatever you learn, you have to put in practice. Every new word that you grab has to be put in practice before the word actually leaves your mind. So that's very important. What say? So these important things, if followed religiously, learning English cannot be a dream anymore. It will be a practicality. Yes? So these are the 5 most important things that are required to learn the English language, and I hope that you agree with me. Put all these things into practice and then let me know whether English learning was really all that difficult. If you like what I say, please do not hesitate to hit the like button. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed so far, and leave your comments in the comments section. Very important. Your comments are important, your subscriptions are important, and your likes are important for us. So keep in touch and stay tuned. Bye bye and see you.